Good morning, everyone. It's time once again for our weekly visit with Dan Yagey from Ag Performance of Buffalo Center in Ormsby. Good morning, Danny boy.
Rose, good morning. What a great morning it is.
It is. It definitely is. And we're taping this interview here on Saturday morning here this week, and we're expecting some more heat again, aren't we, Dan?
Yeah, it's pushing this crop along fast. I'm a little nervous, especially on the corn. We're pushing. We could lose some test weight. We could use some rain. You know, it's getting a little late. We should have had it earlier, especially up towards you guys by Blue Earth and North. It's not as good there. We should have had it over a month ago. But overall, it's real spotty rice. You know, I go over east. Oh, my God, the crops are not good. They're talking here in a week and a half starting to combine corn.
You know, I took a trip out to South Dakota myself here last week, and it seems like when you get west of Blue Earth and more towards the South Dakota border, I couldn't help but notice how things are starting to turn, and they're turning pretty fast in that direction, aren't they?
Too fast. You know, I said, I think in a report here a month and a half, oh, my God, South Dakota really turned around and is in awesome shape. Well, everyone's kind of turned the other way. Everywhere we go, no rains, a lot of heat. I think we've taken a lot of bushels off, especially corn. Beans, yet to determine, but white mold in areas is just ripping bean yields apart. And it's, you know, field by field on that part. But I think we've lost bushels, no question, in corn and beans in the past 2 to 3 weeks. And I think we're going to kind of continue a little bit. It just was too dry and too hot, you know, in a lot of areas.
And, you know, when we had the late planting season last spring, I thought there is no way we're going to have an early harvest. But the heat turned that up. And what are you seeing right now when it comes to the white mold issues?
It's bad. I mean, it's by field, and it's by areas. You know, I've never seen white mold around that much around Buffalo Center. It's probably the most I've ever seen around Buffalo. And, you know, it's field by field, you know, how bad it is and that. But you go over into western Iowa, it's just horrid. West central Iowa, there's going to be yields. I had guys tell me they don't think they're going to be 30 bushel, that they're really hit. You know, and I think there's going to be some good yields in beans this year. But you've got to put it all together. And the heat, you know, again, is torching the corn.
Let's talk about your field day coming up here on Thursday of this week here, Dan. Something I know you that you look forward to every year, and it's going to be at your Platinum Buffalo Center here on Thursday, isn't it?
I tell you what, it's going to be great. We've done all kinds of testing on stuff, and there's all kinds of things. We even got white mold in the plot, which I think is awesome because I understand why we got it in there. We didn't do certain sprayings on time. We did certain sprayings right, and it shows up where we're holding it. I think it's just going to be a good display for people to see what we did on different things and how they're affected. And I'm excited because there's a lot of neat stuff. We always do. We try to stick to the basics on fertility, you know, what to really do and to get the high-end yield crop. But, no, it's going to be probably one of my better field days, seeing a little bit of everything going on out there.
Let's talk about the times and everything on Thursday then, Dan, if you would.
Yep. What's that again, Royce?
The times for field days on Thursday.
We're going to start at 4 o'clock, and, you know, we'll have a meal then, and, you know, guys can leave or come even at 5 or so. But 4, we're going to get started. We usually have about a half an hour, 45 minutes. We talk about financial, what's going on there. Chris does that. Mick, my buddy, talks about the white mold issue and how can we stop it, you know, on that, looking forward to next year. And then we're going to go out and look at the plot. That's my fun part. And I just have a lot of questions to get out there, and that's what's fun. And like I said, you're going to see everything out there, some bad stuff, some good stuff, and I think we can explain why things are going on. We just don't want to show a beautiful crop always because if diseases like white mold shows up, I want to show it if it does show up, and why it's there, and what we got to do to correct it, and show them how it is corrected.
All right, dear Dan, if anyone has any questions about anything you and I talk about on a weekly basis, how do they get a hold of you?
Call us at Ag Performance at 641-562-2370, Rice.
I tell you what, 641-562-2370. You've got that rolling off my tongue too here, Dan.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty easy.
That's right. Well, Dan, have a great week, and we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Rice.
All right. Visiting with Dan Yagi from Ag Performance of Buffalo Center and Ormsby.